Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're taking a look at QTrader and we're going to talk about the instrument monitor window within QTrader. There are a lot of different windows that we can use, but the instrument monitor kind of allows us to view a lot of different indicator values or different instruments all at once, kind of at a quick glance without having to have a chart open for each of those. So let's go ahead and switch over here to the instrument monitor. If you look in the lower left hand corner here, you have a window called IMON, that is the instrument monitor. So I'm just going to maximize that here and we'll have it in view. Now if you notice, I have here just an instrument set up, and we actually have a few different indicator values. But what's interesting here is we also have not only multiple indicator values, but also these indicator values calculated from different time frames or bar types. For example, we're looking at the ES here, the S&P 500, on a bar time frame, or a bar type on a 5-minute time frame here. And we also have just alongside of it a candlestick and 10-minute time frame here, so 10-minute candlestick time frame. So we can view these indicator calculations on multiple instruments, on multiple indicators here or studies, but also on multiple bar types and time frames. So it gives us a lot of flexibility to view those all at once, kind of at a single glance. So for example here, if I wanted to add in another study, all I need to do is right mouse click here in the columns section. So I'm going to go ahead and here, or I should say rows here. So I'm going to select here, and we have a few different options here. So add study. I'm going to go ahead and add a study here, and you can see I can access a lot of different studies here that we can go ahead and customize or add for these different time frames. I'm just going to choose the first one here, the adaptive moving average. I'll select add. And then you see that showing up here. And now we're going to have that calculated for both the 5-minute bar type as well as the 10-minute candlestick time frame. So we have all of those different things here. We can add in multiple ones, so we're not limited as well. So for example, I can add in a second one here. We'll go ahead and add in volume, for example, and that will add that as well. So you can see how we can kind of add in the ones that matter to us here for your different preferences. I can also add in multiple time frames. So I can add in more than just the 5-minute bar type and the 10-minute candlestick. I can also add in another time frame for the ES here. So to do that in the column section here, I just need to right mouse click just the same way that we did it before and select add chart / interval. So if I do that here, we have the example. We can add in our whatever kind of type we want to add in here. I'm going to choose candlestick, but I'm going to go with a longer time frame this time, so maybe a 60-minute candlestick bar type and time frame. And that will add in another column here that will calculate the values for all of these different studies here that are added. So now we're viewing the ES here in 3 different dimensions right on this tab here. And you'll notice that we do have the option here to create multiple tabs. So we're not limited to just this single tab. I can do that here just by clicking the plus button. So I click on that plus button here, that brings us to a new tab. We can enter in a new symbol. I'm going to go ahead and enter in the NASDAQ here. And you see that will populate for us. But I can also name these tabs. So if I just double click here and then clear that out, I can go ahead and name this whatever I wanted to. It doesn't have to be the instrument. It can also be a descriptor. For example, maybe you want to add in just different Bollinger studies there. You can go ahead and name that Bollinger or something like that. It really depends on what's easiest for you. So now we have just a simple moving average here on a 5-minute bar type, but of course we can build this out just using those same methods. So for example, add study here, I can go ahead and add in different studies here just to kind of show here on our instrument monitor. For example, we'll add in the MACD. We can also add in another study, for example, maybe the Bollinger Bands here like I mentioned earlier. But we're just calculating on that 5-minute bar type, so I'm going to go ahead and add in another interval as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select candlestick here, and we'll choose a 5-minute time frame. Should be fine here. So you can see how easy it is to build these different tabs here, these different studies, as well as the different bar types and time frames, just by using the different options, the right mouse click menus. Of course, we can go ahead and duplicate tabs as well if you didn't know that. So if I wanted to add this in here, just duplicate the tab. we'll have another tab that will show up here that's exactly the same, and then we can kind of modify that so that you don't have to build them individually each time here. You can kind of get a copy of one of them and then switch them around for that specific tab. And of course I could rename this. For example, if I switch the symbol, I could just name that maybe the Dow, for example. So there's a lot of different options we have there as far as using the instrument monitor. Again, you can use it just to monitor different studies here at different time frames and different instruments, all kind of in one window at a glance without having to have a chart open for each one of those. If you do have any questions, please feel free to give us a call or visit our website at www.optimusfutures.com.